State Auto, like many companies, has a lot of complex systems, and it requires a lot of subject matter experts all throughout the company through different applications and different infrastructure to make one application work. So I would typically have to be a liaison where I would go to those other teams when we were experiencing problems, sort of enlist their help and get them to come on board with us and then troubleshoot the problem and try to fit all the application components together into one big ecosystem that we could try to understand and see where problems are coming from. But in August of 2010, we started to have a 3-week-long incident that was just a mess. We got more calls than the help desk could deal with. We had all kinds of different problems come in through different times of the day, just slow performance issues, all kinds of problems that we were running into. Eventually we got to the point where at the end of that 3-week, or kind of at the high point of that 3-week section, we had 22 subject matter experts. And like Nick said, 22 subject matter experts that should be developing and coming up with new solutions and dealing with critical situations are all sucked into a room for 3 weeks. Spanning 9 different technical teams trying to fix this problem is just not a situation anybody wants to be in. The amazing thing there was I could sit there in front of the projector with all of the other subject matter experts in the room, and with one projector, one laptop, and me, I could show the entire transaction process for the client coming into the web system, going to the database engine, going to the mainframe, making a connection to that United Postal Service or any of our other services, and all the way back to the client, all from the same laptop and the same projector so we could all be on the same page. And it all happened immediately, and it wasn't, everything normalized right there. That was phenomenal. What have we done since we did this? Well, one person, me, in the end of 2010 was really the only person looking at FactFinder. Because of what we were able to do and show through this, we had 7 people by mid-2011 that were very fluid with this. And currently there's over 20 different employees at State Auto that use this, and they have many advocates. And many of those advocates are management teams that are able to look at FactFinder right along with us when we're in incidents, and they can look at the graphs, and they can understand response time, and they can understand customer experience. And it really does a neat job of marrying together that customer experience from the management perspective and the stakeholder perspective to the technical entities that we're dealing with, and it really gives us unprecedented buy-in when we're talking to management teams. Development teams, our QA teams now use this before we go into production. They'll be able to find problems, and they can share those SQL statements and other things with other groups and let them know where problems are before we even go into production. FactFinder continues to be the centerpiece of triage. If we ever have a problem we have a war room where we have a projector, where we're doing screen sharing tools, WebEx sort of events, all those kind of things all happen right over a screen shared with FactFinder right in the middle. Our active monitoring has also changed. Before November 2010, we had no transaction level monitoring. Afterwards, we had several people that were looking at it. Today, it's interesting, we're really back to a position because of the third-party connectors that FactFinder has installed, like for Operations Manager and for VMware and alerting, scripting capabilities. We don't really have anyone who uses FactFinder and uses up a screen on their desktop at all times. We wait for FactFinder to let us know that the customers are experiencing a problem and giving us an average response time indicator of some kind, and then we go into FactFinder and we start troubleshooting from there.